from Cal State, Long Beach, since I'm doing my PhD in transportation engineering. And my dissertation topic that I have chosen is in traffic operations, especially in transportation safety. So this is one of the research that I have done in my last semester with Dr. Emelinda Parentela. She is my supervisor, and unfortunately she could not make it to present today here. This is the project that I had done: left turn treatment and safety study at signalized intersections. The outlines that I'd like to go over quickly before starting here is introduction of the study, then objectives, why I did it, types of left turns, so that I can familiarize you guys with what types of left turns we usually have. Then the methodology that I used for the study, intersection information, and I would also like to discuss some summary of the rate of accidents for 5 years for particular intersection, and then finally conclusion. So, what is intersection? I hope here everybody knows what intersection is. It's a very basic thing. This is the areas where actually, I should say, a very important part in transportation, especially because here is the point that we might expect different types of conflicts. Especially, we have diverging, merging, and crossing traffic in this part. And intersections are usually, they are operated by having different types of traffic signals so that we can use rules and regulations. Then the most common types of accidents that we usually state at intersections, we can have a classification. I would like to also discuss it in my later slides. Those are broadside, head-on, then rear end, and side collisions. And most of these accidents involve pedestrians and bicycles. Also some of the public transits, but I did not make that classification exclusively using that bus and public transits. The objective of that study was to assess the safety of transportation. Especially it was to make the safety effects of left turn signal performance at any signalized intersections, and then to evaluate each different types of accidents, to correlate it if it has any basic correlation with the traffic volume, or even if it's having any basic relationship with the geometry of that intersection. So according to Federal Highway Administration, I found that there are 3 basic types of left turns. The first one is permissive only, and then protected permissive, which is a combination of both, and then protected only. In figure, the first one on the left side, this is a protected permissive mode together because it performs as a permissive signal once we have only the circle in green. But it allows the road users to turn left, especially the left turn users, when it is initiated with green arrow to the left. This is the first part that is saved, and then the other portion of the traffic is generated by the green circle, and that time the straight oncoming vehicles have the right of way to pass. And the second one is protected only. And here in the table, I wanted to show the operations and when to apply each types of left turns at each intersections. Especially when there we expect a very smaller number of left turn volumes, we do not have to apply any protected left turn with an arrow. In that case, we may imply permissive only left turn. When there is a medium size of traffic in the intersection, then we can apply the combination, protected and permissive. when there is a very big traffic, especially if you see that the volume of left turn is bigger than 200 vehicles per hour. In that case, we may need to apply this protected only. So the methodology that I used for this study, especially how I collected the data, the source of my collecting the data was from the city of Los Angeles, LADOT, and also city of Long Beach, since I used 10 different intersections from these 2 different cities. And I wanted to collect also the information regarding the geometry of each intersection, then the average traffic volume, AADT, then the number of lanes. So here, the first of LA, the street direction, their speed limit, number of lanes, the width, average width of each lane, and the type of signal for each intersection. Then, after collecting all the accident rates for the year 2009 to 2012 for these intersections, it was showing that the rate of accident was pretty higher for Main Street and First Street, even if it is only a one-way street with having a productive left turn in one direction. And which was very common with permissive only, that they have also a higher number, higher rate of accident in this permissive only in both directions, these intersections, like Main Street and 1/4 and Main Street and Golden Street. The higher I indicated in the red one, and the lowest number that you can see in the blue. They have very, very insignificant rate of accident during these years. So these are maybe because they have spacious intersection, even if they are having protective permissive in one direction. So it's really low. Then I also wanted to show that the total accidents of each type of left turn and relating with the types of left turn systems. So the total accidents, that means each type, I wanted to classify side swipe, broadside, rear end, and head-on collisions. So here are 4 different types of accidents relating with the types of left turn. Actually, even if there are 3 basic types, but if we try to pull apart each of the signals, they should be classified according to 5 different classes. And here again, the dominating part that I could find, rear end and broadside were the leading one. These are the very, very basic common types of accidents, especially for those intersections who have permissive only on both sides, which is also very, it's actually very, we expect it since we have permissive only. Then I also calculated each of these accidents if they involve any pedestrian, and I found that yes, like combinedly, almost 9% accidents involve pedestrians from 2008 to 2012. And I wanted to find out if there is any correlation between the pedestrian-involved accident and the types of signal, but actually it was not. Mostly, these accidents resulted due to the violation from pedestrian. In my concluding part, I would like to say that accident is actually, we cannot predict anything, because there is no basic correlation. Even if I try to find out the statistics, the length really longer, even if it's very efficient in reducing the safety of the accidents. So here, this is my question, that which one should be adopted to all here, the traffic engineers and planners and people from different transportation. Which one should be better, you think? to adopt for an intersection. All right, and that's it. Thank you. Any questions?
Shown for one intersection, the accident rates they vary significantly between 2009 to 2012.
Yes.
So do you see, the top one, for example, it was 2009, it's 2.19 to 0.21.
Yes.
So do you see why there is a huge difference?
Yes, it's a huge difference, and I wanted to find out if there was any significant improvement measure was taken after the year 2009, but there isn't any mention about it from the data that I found from City of LA. But I think since it is quite unpredictable, also it depends on the driving characteristics as well. I'm talking about the accidents. So I could not